You shot the scene where Echo is running slowly in slow motion. Yeah, it was so cool to share that
Echo's
with him.
run too.
Yeah.
How dope is that when his son gets to see it?
Right? You stole that right out my brain. I was like, man, that's got to be a cool memory. What's going on? It's your boy Syntell with the Intel, and you can already see Rekkai is in the building. What's going on, champion?
Hello, governor.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, we out in these Arcane streets. I'm gonna shout it from the highest mountaintop that I possibly can. If you are not watching Arcane, what are you doing? We already done a reaction for the entire series. It is must-see TV. We enjoyed it so much so that we are hopping into the behind the scenes with Riot Games. Now, let me be crystal clear. All of this footage is coming from the League of Legends YouTube page. They are allowing us to have a reaction to this. So please go out of your way to support the page. Head over there, hit that subscription button, buy some of their games, but more importantly, watch the show. That is going to be rewarding onto itself. Make sure you stay to the very end because you already know me and Rekkai. We're going to chop it up, have a bit of a back and forth, if you will, over the things we've enjoyed and over some of the things we may be scratching our heads about. So without any further ado, let's get started.
Show them all. It's Paris.
I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence that a lot of Piltover looks like Paris.
I can see that. Yeah, I can absolutely see that.
Designed to be functional, but also to be a piece of art.
Sure.
I think that's something very much the French kind of spirit. Yeah, so this venue is actually where we had Worlds a few years ago.
Okay. Oh, that must be like their Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It was just something really special to finally be able to share that with them.
Rekkai, do you watch a lot of the competitions?
Well, like esports?
Yeah.
I watch a little bit.
For us, Arcane was a big opportunity to show to viewers that we are not only good to make trailer and music video.
Where he was saying there's a lot of Paris in Piltover?
Yeah.
Un film, enfin une série, plus que de...
But from what I remember, Paris, there was a lot of Zon.
About that?
That's Paris.
We're going to risk something, and I think you have to risk something in order to make something that makes an impact.
Okay.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah. I mean, what you put in is what you get out. That's an interesting title. Killstreaks Meet Keyframes.
Meet Keyframes.
Keyframes, yeah.
Competitive scene here at Fortiche about what they call is a baby foot, right? The suspense is killing me. It's killing it. Basically, the idea for this trip is to get into a room with the directors, just brainstorm a bit together. Like, what would be the coolest version of this scene or this kind of episode?
Hey guys, here's all our awesome ideas. And then they tell us whether they can produce it or not, or steer us more into something achievable.
It's not done till it's done, right?
Look at them actually doing stuff that makes sense.
Knock off like an arm and have to start over.
If we
Marvel,
ever
hire these people. Star Wars, hire these people.
Just so talented, and they always find this really creative spin. Pascal has this where character designs, the models, the stylization.
Jérôme, he's the invisible wizard at Fortiche.
I think when you think about the final look, that painterly look that's integrated into 3D, subtle, nuanced camera work where everything feels like it's handheld and really human and real.
So good.
De-age with me, please.
Jérôme.
I want some de-aging. So,
yeah, de-age me too.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Who is Arno?
He tells us, you know, what I want is a psh, what I want is a you know what? And
Who is Arno?
So this is the Arno model.
They really built him. I don't know if I would be offended or or please in the. It got my cheeks out. Come on, man.
Characters in the show.
Happy Progress Day!
Huh.
They told me you're gonna get.
Yeah. The best thing you can do is just shut up.
I'm not mad. I'd have to put me in my own project too, though.
Mm-hmm.
It was not something we thought of on the in the room.
So
Level of emotion between them. It honestly, it's like, oh, I feel like these characters could be in love now.
Every way, technically, artistically, and it's I don't know how to say that.
Awesome.
Masterpiece of
Yeah. The word you're looking for was awesome.
Image to me is just like the combination, Hextech's art and science. And I think that's exactly what I feel like the Fortiche depiction.
On insuffle la vision de départ et tout le monde met sa pierre à l'édifice. Sa pierre à l'édifice, comme on dit.
So basically, this board is all the steps that happen in Fortiche. After we receive the script, we go to the design phase.
Crazy.
As an editor, my job is to assemble those storyboards together into what we call animatic.
And then while that's happening, you're recording the dialogue with the talent.
I love a good conundrum.
I was not expecting that voice to come out of him.
Shimmer is rampant in the Undercity. Attacks at the Hex Gates and in the Academy Square.
We're watching full-on storyboard animatics with the voice actors in there.
That's cool.
I mean, honestly, on every aspect, we were afraid of this moment in the episode because actors, and so Mia Janess, who we cast for Powder, I remember going into the VO session.
She is not my sister anymore.
Being in tears at the end of the, takes.
And I think we got it.
Wow.
I got the job when I was 10, and I'm almost 16, so it's been a while.
Because you're a jinx!
Oh, no. To get into that place.
Wow.
Bye, come back, please, come back, please, I need you, please. Next thing I knew, it was all just coming to the surface. Oh, they wanted to help.
Yeah, you can hear it. Yeah.
Oh, they wanted to help
I told you to stay away.
When it comes to siblings, they're your blood. And when you don't have family, what do you have?
You've got a good heart. Don't ever lose it. No matter how the world...
I love his voice.
Yeah.
Vraiment quelque chose de particulier, de beaucoup plus subtil et beaucoup plus profond en fait au niveau de l'acting.
I mean, we've said a million times how great the voice acting is. It's like...
On peut peut-être aller vers du Scorsese plutôt.
Ella Purnell has been in her bag this year.
Yeah.
100 gazillion million people who have very specific expectations and opinions about who these characters are, so don't fuck it up. Some casting folks, we found Ella.
Hi.
And I mean, it was like the pearly gate.
Nailed it, right?
Difficult trauma response that she's developed because she's gone through things no one should ever have to go through.
She got those $1 million eyes. In case you don't know, she's also the star of Fallout with those $1 million eyes.
Je pense dans Arcane.
And also the star of a show on Netflix called Teacup.
Parce que notre envie, c'est plutôt de faire essayer de
In parallel of the storyboard, we are going in background and Cara props fabrication.
It's the little things.
Difficult to know exactly the position of the character.
Matt, painting supervisor, okay.
And from there, we just build it in 3D. Yeah, it's very simple. So here we made the Atlas Gauntlet, and the most difficult part was there is a lot of tiny parts who work together. It's engineered precisely to work like that. So it's a part of the fun, but it's part of the headache.
That's awesome. That's just awesome that we could do that.
Very fun to create like all those intricate pieces, like you know the leg and the feet of Victor. Then I modeled something like this, and then I gave it to the texture department, and they painted it so it looks like that.
It's like life being breathed into Pinocchio or something.
Sur le départ, en fait, il se fait tomber, t'as pas besoin d'avoir une grande distance, mais juste sentir.
If you go in a dictionary, like animation is giving life.
Mm.
You know, it's just like get the passion of something as well. And us, we are like the puppet master.
Ah, hey.
Motion capture is used when you want to have some realistic animation, and only that.
See, now I was wondering if they incorporated that. Especially with some of the nuances with the facial gestures.
We have like this feeling of natural and believable animation.
Yeah.
And also it's about like the style of the show.
To challenge myself. To be honest, Echo is the kind of character I'd love to see one.
They brought in a brother to animate Echo. Listen, come on. Come on.
One of the first dialogues he had with Vi.
But you can kind of see it in how he moves though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't thought about this way, but it's interesting. And it was the same with Christian. I tried something like, he was a little bit pissed.
See, like, look at the way Echo moves compared to like some of the other folks.
Mm-hmm. You got a hip hop swag. You got
he definitely carries it.
Movements who say, yeah, I'm the one controlling the stuff.
So we made like a shot like that. He'd shoot himself in order to get some references, and that what gives us the realistic look and the live action feel.
Why aren't you playing with the others? Why aren't you playing with the others?
But the video reference is really something that helps you. Interesting. And you're like, okay, that's pretty cool. Let's dig into that.
That's got to be fun.
Put this down.
How can I say no to such an auspicious offer?
Got him digging his nose.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? We're going to keep it.
You have to. When you see 1 second of an episode, like an animator spent a day on it. That lasts for 1 second. You're going to spend a day having that feeling in your mind, like try to reproduce it.
Wow.
It's not rare to have like, you go around the animation department and you can see like people like doing like.
Yeah.
You're just like acting that's the common thing in animation, really.
Yeah.
When I thought that animators need that much therapy.
I have the opportunity to work with my son to make the movement of Echo young. He's 9 years old, almost 10.
Ah, great age.
In where Echo is running slowly in slow motion.
That's Echo's run too.
Yeah.
Was like a moment, father and son, and I hope you remember all his life.
How dope is that when his son gets to see it?
Right? You stole that right out my brain. I was like, man, that's got to be a cool memory.
It's about to be tested. For the glitches, we draw them directly on the computer.
Oh, snap.
That's how they did that.
More realistic.
2D effects are very specific.
This kind of shot is really difficult to do because the camera is a little bit hard to follow. I think I worked something like 3 weeks on it.
Damn. That's awesome.
Sur le teaser de présentation de Jinx, donc qui s'appelle Get Jinxed, on a découvert le style Fortiche.
I have this feeling all the time when I'm watching something in progress and I'm like, we get to the animation phase and I'm looking at the animation, I'm like, how are you going to make this better? You know, how?
So when we see like a red light on Civica and it's changing for a green light when she is going further, technically nothing is there. We have to create everything from the background, from what we see in the background. So yeah, we go from here to here.
Compositing at Fortiche is one of their signature crafts, and it's just a straight mystery box for me.
How do they paint the light?
I cannot tell you. It's not that I'm, hold back anything, but some of the process I don't even understand. So
I don't know if I can show you. Yes, it's kind of secret.
Don't give up the goods.
Yeah.
But it's so simple. When you know the trick, you say, so simple.
It's not magical trick. It's and people who doing beautiful things.
The real magic is on the everywhere.
The pupils.
The pupil is not round, except the gemstone.
This is the only moment where there is a sphere, perfect sphere.
Donc, et l'idée un peu, c'est d'avoir chaque image dépasser la qualité que peut produire un dessin animé 2D classique. Et c'est d'avoir que chaque image, chaque pose qu'on fait, ça reste un peu un concept art, une belle illustration.
There's just storytelling happening at every phase and every level.
Other side of the ocean. Good morning.
Good morning. So Ray, I think that was a great first read. Can the second violins play that a little bit softer?
My man is composing from across the ocean.
I've never worked on a show before where the musicians are such an integral part of everything.
What we are doing with music in Arcane Season 1 has never been done in entertainment. Period.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see a cut down version of our reaction because we're only allowed to show you a limited amount of picture-in-picture. But if you want to watch the whole thing with us uncut, uninterrupted, head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Syntell. Become a member of this channel. You'll get access to the full uncut reaction, but you will need your own Netflix, HBO Max, or Disney Plus subscription so you can open up each episode in an adjacent window to our reaction. We'll give you a little time with a small reference video at the bottom of the screen to help you sync up the footage. And it'll be like you're watching it with your favorite pals from the internet. Another one. Yo.
God did.
Yo, you cats in Riot, y'all on one. First off, let's start off with that. Thank you, Riot Games. Thank you, the League of Legends page, for creating this, because for those of us who truly took the art that you have created to heart, this is just an extra scoop of ice cream on top of the icing of the cake that we just got done eating. This is just awesome. First thoughts going into this. Rekkai, I'll go ahead and let you take the lead on this, man. How are you feeling?
Magnifique. It's hard to actually put into words what we just saw. And I'm saying that from, on a probably just a little bit deeper than surface level, consider myself an artist. You know, it doesn't matter if you think my art is good or if you think it's absolutely god-awful, just terrible. If I think that I'm an artist, I'm an artist. You know, and you know that you're an artist once you sell something. But my appreciation for art and those who create art, those who make art, those who are passionate about art is next level. And I was aware of Riot Games. I had never heard of Fortiche before season 1. And it's almost one of those things like, how did I not know about these people? They are, it's not just what they're creating, but it's the process at which they go about creating it. And that they have a company who is fully willing to back them is like, okay, we want to do the impossible. We want to do the incredible. Okay, go do it. Like, I even appreciate the dude who came in as the CEO and said, hey, yeah, we not paying for that. Go back to
take that back to the drawing board.
No, because or even when he said, yeah, we're not gonna pay for one season. And our dude, his heart fell out. And he said, yeah, we're gonna do multiple seasons of this. Like, I see it. I see the vision. You was thinking too small. One season? No, we doing multiple seasons. And it's just, we are in a time where corporate America and the bean counters, and I guess I've always had a very weird position because I'm an artist at heart, but a bean counter by trade. Like, one of my first grown-up adult jobs was I was an accountant for a few years, and I understand the math. I understand the business side of it. But sometimes you just gotta let them get it in there. You gotta let them cook. And these people right here, they are making filet mignon.
Oh yeah, fall right off the bone. Just buttery.
Yeah,
like this. Oh, this cow was loved.
That's what let me get some more of that garlic butter.
Yeah, everything you said, I co-signing. I think one of the things that kind of stood out for me is one thing to see. I really appreciated the artists on the computers actually physically, writing out the things, painting digitally this masterpiece, and that's awesome. Loved it. But I think the part that got me in this, that really had me like, damn, okay, was watching the puppeteers physically put themselves into the artwork when they went into like the mocap room, and him talking about the lead art directors talking about, you'll see, some of the animators smiling, making faces and stuff like that. Like, they are really physically putting pieces of themselves into this art. And then of course, me, and I love me some papa moments. I love me some daddy moments. And that's that moment when the father-son, he was like, well, let me see what it looks like with my son runs in Echo shoes in a kind of sense. And then he gets a chance to take that moment, such a special moment, and then put it in the art. It's like those kind of things. It's like you're bleeding and sweating for this thing that you're trying to make beautiful, and to see that process. That was fun. That was awesome. Was there anything within this that kind of like maybe stood out regarding either the process, the idea, the concept, or just whatever it is that kind of like blew your hair back a little bit?
Two things. One, the reference room, what you just mentioned about them using so much reference, not doing mocap. And I really love the process where they already had the voice performances of the actual actors who were doing it, which, for them to bring that much emotion, and and all of them are recording this pretty much separately. So to record all the emotion and the vulnerability, and to not acting against someone directly across from you, like, this is so interesting. Like, I've done film, I've done TV, I've done stage, and by far the most satisfying, the most gratifying is stage. And you get immediate response, and especially, if it's live, it's live. Like, no, we gotta hit this. So to see that and to have them do the references for all of that, I thought was amazing. And then the other thing that we've talked about before is the music, that they had years to work on the music, and the music itself in both seasons became an actual character of the show. Because it was one of those things we talked about, that like it was almost like the lyrics and everything. It's like, They had to be watching this actual episode. I was like, okay, now let's write the song. Let's write the song to what's happening.
Yeah.
Let's compose the music because we're watching it and seeing here that they animated the storyboards with the actors' actual voices. Yeah, you can do that now. As we put in these other special effects, we do the 2D painting on top of the frames. As we put the music into it, yeah, you can send this whole scene. This is the scene. You know, I mean, this is the rough, super rough of the scene, but here it is. And then the musicians can be like, mission, saying, yeah, accept it. I'm saying, I got a challenge accepted. Like, dude, this was absolutely amazing. You know what? When I watch stuff like this, just because I'm an artist in my way, and I guess I've taken my creativity and to do this with you and do my own YouTube page, I think about the artists who still draw and who still paint. And when I see this, all I can think about is the artists who I think would appreciate this. There's artists out here in my city. There's a guy who did a portrait of me and my boys. It was a thing just for, it was called Black Boy Joy. Amazing artist that I used to work with, put together a song for it. And then he did a whole theme around it. And so there's an artist out here, Charles Rice, who put together a whole series for it. Cortez Hampton put together the song, but Charles Rice took all these different pictures of Black men and their families, all generations. And it was just me and my 3 boys, and did a painting for it. It just pops off of the thing. I think about people like DJ Party All Weekend and Brandon Harrison. And when I'm watching this, and I know you got to be thinking, I'm like, God, MC would love this. Like, MC needs to be seeing this.
Yeah. Yeah, the crafting of the art is such a beautiful thing. Like I think many of us can sometimes not take the necessary time to appreciate the creative process. We see the final product and it's like, yeah, this thing is dope, but what it took to make it is the artistry in itself is just as fascinating as the end product, if not more, actually. I have an even greater appreciation for what we saw with the finished product with season 1 and season 2 as a result of seeing, looking behind the curtain. That's dope. It's a different type of dedication, different type of time. Like, I think one of the better moments was when one of the artists was saying, he was like, you see 1 second. We drew that for a day. That's wild. And I think about the countless seconds that I didn't pay enough attention to now. There's a hint, just a teensy bit of like, dang, I don't know if I even gave the project enough justice to give it 100% full blown, let it all kind of like soak in, because somebody spent an entire day for something that I missed because I glanced off. That's nuts when you think about like that level of dedication to the craft. And when you create and cook with love, you can taste it and see it, feel it, hear it, all of that.
Yeah.
And that's what comes out, Go ahead. I saw you had a thought that was brewing.
Yes, because I thought about something that became a point of contention we talked about earlier with this project and other projects. Seeing this, and we're not even done with this Bridging the Rift yet. There's a couple more episodes. Now, what do you think about that $250 million that they spent?
Yeah, it wasn't enough. They could have spent more. Yeah, exactly. Like when you look and see what went into the sauce, it's like, damn, that was cheap. Yeah, it makes you appreciate that number in a different way.
To give us 18 episodes of 40 plus minutes each episode. 2 seasons. To see all of this that they did, 1 second is a whole day of animation. Yeah, they need more money.
That's bananas. Absolute bananas. One more small thing, then we'll wrap this bad boy up. Just a thing that I just noticed. There was a young lady on here whose formative years has been spilt building a masterpiece, and that was the young lady that was the voice of Powder. You know,
yeah,
she was,
I think her name was like Mia Janess, I think.
Yeah, she was 10 years old. Can you imagine, you know, being a part of something that's much bigger than you? It's just into the ether of artistry, and you having a significant part of making sure that those emotional points are hit at the age of 10, and then growing to become, you know, a young lady at 16, you know, and that's just, you're just around brilliance. Like, I feel like, and I know this may sound like a stretch, but, you know, like with some of the great thinkers, you know, Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, you know, like these cats like grew up together. One kind of taught the other, who kind of like taught the other, and they've just been around like great minds, being around other great minds. It's got to soak in on you, and these great minds talk about that. It's like, you know, I've been around such brilliant thinkers. How can I not be brilliant myself? Like, I wonder, like, what conversations with that little girl must have been when she was like 12, after like a couple years of doing that or whatever it is. Like, I wonder, like, how does art on this type of level like move you as a human being? It's just a random thought. Anything?
Well, you know, the thing that I think about what you were just saying.
Yeah.
If you're around, if you take the average of the 5 people you're around, and that tells you the type of person that you are, right? And if you're around 5 successful people, then by all means, 99% of the time, you're going to be super successful yourself. If you're around 5 losers who want nothing out of life, more than likely, you're going to be, you know, birds of a feather flock together, you know. For her, as a young actress, and I don't know how much she was around these people, or if she actually really saw the day-to-day minutia of what went into this.
That's very true too, right?
To be around these type of people who put this type of passion and love into their work, and they go hard every day, you know what I'm saying? They have, you know, because not everybody is Black Mamba. Not everybody is Jordan. Not everybody puts that type of, for real, blood, sweat, and tears into their work.
Speak on it.
It just makes me think about, how does that change the trajectory of her life? Like, does she now go about things in a completely different fashion than she would have ever done before she met these people?
That part. Everything you just said. Yeah, that's great. I think it's a good place to kind of stick a fork in this, because I know me and you, we can go on and off into the into the stratosphere regarding this, because these kind of projects and seeing the behind the scenes, it invokes, I think, some really good conversations about passion, the things you want, what you're willing to do, beauty, working with people, collaborations, all of that. And like I said, we can go on and on about it. I want to make sure I say this again. Please head over to League of Legends. I know these things can get a little touchy when it comes to reacting to other people's content, so I just want to make sure I overstate the importance of supporting their work, of heading over to the League of Legends, watching the show if you haven't seen it, recommending Arcane. I honestly don't feel enough people are recommending Arcane. We all know and love it and see how spectacular and great it is. But I do believe that, you know, you can help by spreading that word of mouth regarding seeing this fun and an amazing project. There's also another artist that I want to make sure I focus on, and that is Rekkai. Rekkai, my partner, my road dog, my ace boom coon, my day one A1. Listen, head on over there with the same spirit to his YouTube page. Hit that subscription button. Go the extra mile. Visit his Patreon. Go ahead and hit that subscription button as well. Rekkai, tell the people how they get in contact with you.
Thank you for that lead in. You can come visit me at patreon.com or youtube.com/Noop from the Ville, NUPEFROMDAVILLE. You got to use this. But even more importantly, you got to use this. Thank you, Chef.
Hey, thank you, Chef. And thank you to everybody that was in the chat as well. We kind of got, the conversation kind of got away from us and we didn't get a chance to really address some of the questions. But if you are interested in becoming a part of the process, there's a link to the Discord. You can hit that and there's some great posts. You can be a part of the community. And if you're a Patreon member, you get a special section of the Discord where you get a chance to watch us react to these projects live. It's tons of fun, and we allow you to kind of like sway and move our thought process as we're watching this in real time. Hey, thank you all so much, and we'll catch you on the next episode. All right, y'all, take care. Peace.